Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bharat, you're watching iGyan, and today we are checking out AMD's Radeon RX 6900 XT. Now this is their flagship tier graphics card for the consumer market. Before we get into anything, let's quickly unbox it and see what it looks like. So we recently checked out the 6800, which is this card, which is a 2-slot card, pretty capable. We've done a video on it already, so you can go check it out. But if we keep this here, and if I bring out the bigger guy, which is the 6900 XT, you don't really see a difference in front of both of these. Both of these from the front look identical. The size and the shape and more or less the design is identical. You do have LED lights in the Radeon logo this time around. And this is a 3-slot card. So this is a chunky card. As you can see over here, this one is much thinner than the 6900 XT. But the 6900 XT also does improve the thermal performance and is quite overclockable with some of the inbuilt overclocking utilities. So if you just use the Radeon software, you can basically up the boost clock to up to 2550, which is impressive by any means, and this is without any third-party tuning or change of BIOS or anything, so inbuilt onto the graphics card. We do have a test bench that we've been using for the past couple of graphics cards, and before I bore you with the specifications of the card, I want to just quickly run through the benchmarks and show you what the performance has been like for games as well as renders. So one important thing that we do notice is that while it does trade blows with the 3090 in some aspects, this is a much cheaper card. So this is priced at $1,000 in the US, and in India it's $79,990 before taxes. So approximately the same price. We see about a difference of about 5,000 rupees if you do a direct conversion, but this is very close to the US dollar price. Which makes it pretty interesting for somebody who's trying to buy it in India, provided they're available, provided you can buy them. This is basically what the India price is going to be. But more importantly, if you look at some of the benchmarks, you'll see that you get quite a lot of performance from this card, and you do have that RAM, which is 16 gigabyte of GDDR6 RAM, which allows this to sort of compete with the 3090 in certain aspects. Renders are also pretty quick, and the overall performance is pretty impressive from this graphics card. But there are certain instances where we see that if the app or the game has not been tuned to work with this card, has not been optimized to work with this card, it doesn't really work properly. So we are still running on beta drivers for the graphics card, and some games like Call of Duty, for example, doesn't support this card. So on 4K, we're barely getting 30 FPS. And that's purely because of the fact that the card hasn't been officially released and the drivers aren't officially available. and Call of Duty is more Nvidia focused. So you will see that difference. But if you turn on games that are more 6900 XT focused, so if you look at Dirt 5, if you look at Godfall, some of the performance that we get from this actually defeats the 3090 even with ray tracing enabled. So there is a big confusion where and which card is better for you. And if you are pushing out all your money and going in for a flagship card, the 3090 is more a video editing rendering experience card, whereas this is more a game-centric card, which may not perform as well for video editing and photo editing. That being said, this is not bad for video editing or photo editing. This is still a flagship video editing and photo editing card, but it is not as good as what Nvidia is able to do with the 3090. As far as gaming performance is concerned, like I said, some of the game experiences, if you play games like Godfall, which are beautifully supported by this card, you will see some of the best high contrast gameplay. You also have dynamic shading and fidelity from AMD, which works really well. With Godfall, just plug in the card and you get really good gaming experience. Some of the lighting control that this card is able to handle is absolutely phenomenal. And Godfall, one of the most beautifully made games of 2020, I feel. There's also Dirt 5, which basically completely changes when you turn on ray tracing. And we do have a test version of the game which does have ray tracing enabled, and with the 6900 XT it does perform gloriously. So with that in mind, this card works really well with smart access memory, so you can get a boost from that as well. If you do have a supported card, a motherboard and an AMD processor, you'll be able to enable smart access memory, and some conversation about it being enabled for other devices, other processors as well. But for now, the kind of uptake that you can see in graphics performance by enabling some of those is pretty impressive. Like I said, you can use the included utility to boost up the card quite a lot, and you get quite a boost in performance without it being too loud. This is still completely made out of metal. This is chunky as hell. It is heavy and it produces a lot of heat, but the card in itself remains cool throughout. Now, for those who are interested in specifications, we'll list them on the screen for you right now. And that was our video of the 6900 XT. If you guys have any particular questions or queries, do let us know in the comment section below. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell with all notifications turned on so that we can bring all this awesome content directly into your inbox. It's been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.